Hello and welcome to psychicwarfare.com. I'm St. Nicholas, and today we're going to do an update on the global pandemic of the coronavirus. The coronavirus is changing everyone's lives, as you can see, changing the lives of governments, changing government policies. And we see that travel bans are happening from country to country, internationally, and inside the countries where you can't travel internally except for essentials, or maybe get some food or some medicine or get to the hospital. So this virus has spread highly aggressively across Europe and indeed America, and so significant measures need to be taken. So if we look at some of the UK news at the moment, we have newborn baby has virus, so we're up to 798 UK cases. This is Saturday, March 14th. The coach of Arsenal has coronavirus, so he's self-isolating. And yesterday, on Friday the 13th, many loved ones will die, is what Boris Johnson said, the Prime Minister. So things aren't very good at the moment. And if you've been to your local supermarket, you'll see that the shopping sprees are on. And in fact, a lot of things that people want, the necessities, are not really there when you hear talk about it on the television. But what is for certain is that there's plenty of people wandering around who have the coronavirus and are spreading it. And we know that humans are really, really smart, and if they think they're ill, they're going to stay inside. That ain't the case, is it? Unless you're in a country where people listen more directly to their government, like China. China say you're gonna stay in your house. The vast majority will stay in their house. Not so here in the UK. They're not even bothering to tell you to stay in your house and to enforce it. So it's going to spread, and you walk down the aisles of the supermarket, you'll hear people coughing. You go to your local pub, you'll hear people coughing, and it's not being treated so seriously. Maybe in a week or two it will be, but you have seen this week that people have been working from home a lot. But if you're in the service industry, or you're on a 0 hours contract, like you're a waiter or in the bar or a beautician or something like that, you've got to get close contact with your customers. And if you're not working, you're not earning. So there's a real dilemma there. And it's going to be hard for a lot of people to get through this. But if you want to at least control your health, then you need to be investigating new ways of looking at managing your health. And Tim Tony Stark's crystals from a super soldier service, they modify your quantum wave function. So everything's a quantum wave function. Coronavirus is a quantum wave function, albeit a very nasty one. You can tune your body into the coronavirus to educate your body to understand. So your immune system starts to understand, hey, this is a coronavirus, we got to deal with it immediately. Because what's happening, because it's new, because it's coming out of labs in Wuhan, where they allegedly, we'll say that word, the animals that survived the testing of the mixing of AIDS virus with other RNA viruses to come up with super weapons, the ones that survived were being taken by the employees of the labs and then sold in the local market for food. Which is great, gets consumed, enters food chain, bam, global crisis. Thanks very much. But this is where we are, this is the reality. And you know that you're going to be bumping into people who have it. People flown back from the States a week ago, blah, 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 great holiday, tell all their friends tell all their friends what a great holiday their friend had, and all of a sudden you have 400, 500 people all exposed to coronavirus in the course of a couple of days from some tourist, right? So just as an example, could be any countries flying around, right? So, therefore, take advantage of the Super Soldier Service from Tim Tony Stark Rifat to educate your body to understand the coronavirus is there. Now, what's happening is because coronavirus came from a lab, your immune system doesn't recognize it. It is not on the checklist of things that your immune system needs to eradicate. So coronavirus will be active in your body, attacking the bits of the body that it likes to attack. It actually likes to attack testicles. So you can have very big problems in the future reproducing. If you're a male, if you catch this coronavirus, that's one of many things it likes to do. It gets into your lungs. It starts making your lungs sticky on the inside, which is why you need to be on a respirator. So when they say that this, 4% of people roughly who get into the hospital get on a respirator, there's a 4% kind of death rate around that at the moment. But they've had respirators. If you don't get on a respirator, hey, your chances of survival are less and less. And how fast will the hospitals fill up? Well, it'll be quickly because you have Italy as an example. And you have the other countries as examples as well. And how many respirators are out there? Probably not enough for everybody. So therefore, it's important to stay healthy and take precautions. But now that you are able to train your body to recognize immediately if the coronavirus is into your system because you were close to someone who sneezed, or you touched a surface where it was, or you accidentally shook somebody's hand, forgetting that actually you're not supposed to because you're a creature of habit and you shake people's hands. Therefore, you need to simplify the way of dealing with coronavirus. It is with teaching your immune systems the quantum wave function of the coronavirus so you can eradicate it from your system. And in fact, with viruses and RNA viruses, it is more of you teach your system how to attack it, and then it's part of your attack codes for getting rid of it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to show you how simple it is to train your quantum wave function of your body and its immune system to deal with the coronavirus. Very simple, right? You get the Super Soldier Service from Tim Tony Stark Rifat, then you could do the following. Here we go. So, with the Super Soldier Service from Tim Tony Stark Rifat, you can visualize the coronavirus as part of the skill sets that you get. There's lots of skill sets in the Super Soldier Service, which will all be useful during this time of pandemic. But this one I'm specifically referring to is about resistance to stress disease, right? So here we are. So you can visualize the coronavirus, pick it up off a piece of paper, right? So now you're feeling it, you got the form of the coronavirus. Then swap the crystals over, pick up the coronavirus, destroy it. Pick up the coronavirus, destroy it. Done. That's simple. Now your quantum wave function has been modified to recognize the coronavirus, and it will start dealing with it. Now, there's lots of mechanics behind it. The technology inside the crystals is immense, and you can watch some of Tim's videos on super soldiering, and a particular video that Tim did on the coronavirus, and you can see all the details behind it. But because it's all been simplified, if you have a super soldier service, easy peasy, lemon squeezy to deal with it. Then at least you're going to be healthy in this time of crisis. You need your health in a time of crisis because maybe your loved ones or ones around you won't be so healthy, and if you want to, it's up to you to look after them. And times will become very interesting. This is just the beginning, one would imagine, of something which could last many months. Why? Well, it's quite simple. This coronavirus is an RNA virus. RNA viruses replicate, but RNA viruses have a characteristic which they do not replicate very well. So they're inefficient. So it means that you can get variants. You can get variants of coronavirus, which will be quite highly aggressive, more aggressive than the one that it was mutating from, or it can mutate down into less aggressive. But you can imagine survival of the fittest, same laws for viruses. The aggressive ones survive, mutate, become more aggressive, right? And those the ones that don't, they kind of peter out. But the virus needs a host. Virus goes out and it seeks and attaches. So you can see why this isolation is really, really important. Now, we're going to look at some papers just so you have a bit more context, although I'm sure you're becoming quite knowledgeable on the subject. One moment. So today's Sun has some good stuff in it, so we'll use it. So you can see 1,223 as of Saturday, all across Europe. You can see it's spread big time. Gathering storm. BA is having issues. Already say that they're going to be probably getting rid of some of their staff because of lack of travel. Sport has been ravaged, right? So you've got the Premier League, which is now postponed, I believe it's to the 3rd of April, but most likely just be postponed indefinitely. The London Marathon is off. And also, remember we spoke about the Geneva Motor Show being cancelled. All events across Europe are being cancelled. So if you're in the events industry, very hard times. Good picture of the tube. We had a tube driver. I think he was on the Jubilee line. He's got confirmed with the virus. So that's bad. Sorry, just get there. Amazing the number of videos teaching you how to wash your hands are out there. But otherwise, cities are starting to become isolated or empty, and yet you have big queues outside of supermarkets and things like that. So it's time to adjust. Now you can get the Super Soldier service, and that will help you immensely because you'll be able to be mobile and get out there and get things done. Now let's move on to the Daily Mail. They are talking about some of the vital questions. What can you do? But our current advice here in the UK is to use the herd immunity system. It's basically go out, do what you need to do, except if you're coughing, then stay at home. And the herd will cure itself. Which, let's be realistic. If it's this viral, this aggressive, wiping out countries' infrastructures really, really quickly in a matter of, a couple of short weeks to be generous, it doesn't seem the wisest of things, but that's where we are. Now, you've seen lots of trouble in the States as well, where everyone's trying to deal with it. This has gone global. There's a solution. Solution's super simple, and it's with your Super Soldier crystals. You could do the procedure, which has been shown. You could do the procedure in Tim Tony Stark Rifat's coronavirus video. And then you change your quantum wave function. You meet some idiot who didn't stay indoors and is out touting themselves around, spreading the virus, pretending that they're all fit, and yet you won't know where they've been for the past 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and maybe the virus lasts a lot longer than 14 days. No one really knows. So better safe than sorry. Teach your immune system to address the coronavirus immediately when you come in contact with it. Then it's just like another common cold. And let's face it, when the mutations come out and the scientists start talking about coronavirus 2, 3, 4, or 5, it might turn into a Rocky movie scenario where you just have movie after movie or virus after virus and go coronavirus or COVID-19 could turn into COVID 350. You don't know how the episodes of the coronavirus are going to be initiated through its replication. So unless you can do what Schwarzenegger did in Total Recall and get your ass to Mars, you're here on Earth. You're stuck with the coronavirus. Deal with it with the Super Soldier Service from Tim Tony Stark Rifat. I'm St. Nicholas, and bye for now.